good day. I hope you're doing very well. Dr. Nambi here, coming to you today with the topic about, how to budget and how to manage your money like the rich people do. Thank you so much for joining me on this session. I want to encourage you to like, to subscribe, and to also comment about your personal experiences on, budgeting and how you manage money to successfully become, the person that you are. So without wasting any time, let's get right into the topic of how to budget and manage your money like the rich people do. So first of all, when we talk about budget is actually a tool that helps you to know how much money that you have after you are done with your income, your expenses, the money that is left that you are able to work with to pay your accounts, to be able to save, to invest. That is what we, refer to as budget. So you have to do a budget, and I encourage you to do a budget, especially in this new year of 2021. I know financially, most people are not doing so very well. That's why I want to come in and just to encourage you and say it's not too late to start now with your financial journey. It's not too late to start now on that budget road, on that road of, financial freedom. So that's why I say it's very important that we need to touch on the topic of budget. And in my house, I'm personally known as a, budget manager because I just love to budget. That's one of my greatest hobby. Is something that I love to do. And because I enjoy so much doing budgets, I encourage also not only my immediate family, but whoever is around me. I always talk about budget that can work and can help you in your personal journey, your personal finances. So it's very important that you start on that budget journey. So on that budget, I usually prefer to do my budgets in my diary, and then that's where I'm able, to track my expenses, to see how much money do I have coming in, how much money is going out, and then I get to see, where I'm going with my financial journey and my personal finances. And also that's where I get to see, the things that I need to cut out from my budget so that, I can be financially, enjoy financial freedom. So the first thing that I've learned, especially about your budget, number one that I've learned so much is you need to learn to pay yourself first. Irregardless if you are a business person, if you are employed and you are receiving a salary, I encourage you, number one, is to pay yourself first. And this one I learned from, there's a book that I read, The Richest Man in Babylon. And one of the days, if I get a chance, I'm going to do a book review on, that book, Richest Man in Babylon, because it really teaches you a lot of financial wisdom that I do apply in my personal life, in my personal finances. So the first thing they talk about is paying yourself first. Irregardless of how much you make, be able to pay yourself first. I will give an example. Let's say you make 1,000 rand. Take 100 rand. On that 100 rand, be able to say, this is my pay for the hard work that I've been doing, that I've been putting in this job. This money, I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to put it in an investment, or I'm going to put it in a savings account, and you don't touch that money. And that's how the rich do. They automate, money to go into these accounts, and the money is not touched. It stays there for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. And then when they go back and, they visit that money, it has actually compounded and has grown so much that, they make millions from that small amount that they started with. So I encourage you that you start by paying yourself first. However much you make, however small, but do work on your paying yourself first. The second thing I will encourage you is to always have an emergency fund, to have an emergency money that is set aside. The reason is, especially with the COVID, you don't know what emergencies might come, so you need to set aside money, money from that budget that you have. Put money aside that you can use for any emergency, be it in your family, in your house, in your environment, your work environment, or wherever. You never know what emergency might happen. So I always encourage people that have an emergency fund, because that can help you in so many ways. Number 3 tip on your budgeting is, I love to invest. So with your investments, they are tax-free investments, and there are also investments that are not tax-free. Please speak to your financial advisor on this topic so that they can be able to encourage you, and they will be able to guide you on the right tax-free investment accounts and non-tax-free investment accounts that you can already start at the beginning of the year. I know most tax-free accounts, they allow you per year, you can deposit up to 33,000 rands per year. And it even allows you to put a maximum of up to 500, into that account. Once you go beyond the 500,000, then it won't be a tax-free investment or account anymore. So they'll be taxing you now. So it's very important that you can do one like that, whereby you're gonna put a minimum of 500,000, and per year you just put automate per year. Once of you are done, and you put 33,000. And the financial year for tax-free accounts, it always starts in February. So we are already in January, we are almost going to February. So you can already start preparing so that you can start your tax-free investment. So you leave that money, let it grow, and then you will thank yourself for doing that. The other thing I also love to do is saving. Saving is so important. The reason is also, you don't know what will happen in the next 3-6 months. So it's very important, even as you are doing your budget, you must be able to still put money aside that you can use as a savings for any emergencies again that might come. So put money aside, save the money, invest the money. I've already spoken about your tax-free investments and non-tax-free investments. Visit your personal banker, your financial planners. They will be able to guide you on the right way where you can put your money. And there's also budget tools that you can use. They are available online. And that also will be able to help you so that, you will be able to, manage your money in a better way. And if you start doing this, you will be able to see that your money is actually going to grow. The more that you start to put money aside, you will see that you start to attract more money also to come your way. But the more, if you've seen, and I've seen this personally in my life, when I grew up, whereby, where I was, being raised, my parents, they didn't have money. So we grew up with that, scarcity mentality always. There was always never enough money. And then when I started working, it started also following me, and I said, I need to change and break this, because I don't want that, in the coming future, my children get to experience that scarcity, mentality, every time you just complain you don't have enough. So what if I start working on my budget? And then I started working on my budget, and then I was able to see, okay, where I can, be able to cut, and where I can manage my finances in a better way so that I can get better results, and my children, my family can live in abundance instead of, being, always in this scarcity mentality. So you need to start by working on you so that you don't continue to be poor. You can start your journey of financial freedom. You can start your journey on how to make, wealth and riches by just doing simple thing as budgeting. The other thing about budgeting, I like to say, and I love to say, stop comparing your life, stop, living and, imitating the Genesis or your neighbors or your schoolmates, your workmates. My dear, you have a personal journey. The struggles that you have in your home are personal. What you eat, the bed that you sleep on, don't come and try to imitate, the lifestyles of people that you see on YouTube, that you see on Instagram, that you see on Facebook. You don't know that some people are going through, hardships. They are going through, severe financial, problems, but because they are trying to keep up and show you this type of life, they put this luxury in front of you, and then you will be at a point whereby you feel like you need to go buy that, luxury item, luxury thing, because you need to keep up with this, YouTuber or Instagrammer or, this Facebooker, not knowing that they are living from credit to credit, they are living from debt to debt, because they are trying to create an image that is not really the reality of how their financial situation is. So I encourage you, live your life the way you know best, not imitating anybody. When you do that budget, it's about you. It's not about your next door neighbor. It's not about, okay, you're gonna make money, put money aside so that you can try to keep up with, the Nambis. No. Do what suits your financial journey, what suits your financial, picture. Don't try to imitate what I'm trying to tell you. You yourself, you know how much money is coming in. From that money that is coming in, try to work and manage and see how you can make that money to last you longer, so that when you have, done your income, your expenses, you are able to see that you are not living from paycheck to paycheck. There's actually change. There's actually money that is still left in your bank account that you can still use to, to invest, to save, or to even go out for fun. So that is all up to you. So please don't copy, don't try to imitate people that you see on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Some of them, they just, lie to give you this picture, but it's not the reality of the life that they are living in. So your budget, I always say, start with your debit orders. Debit orders are, your needs. So there's this rule, they talk about the 50, 30, 20% rule. So with that 50, 30%, 20% rule, they talk about, 50% of your income or the money that comes into your account should be able to go to your needs. So your needs, then the things that you can't live without, like your house, you can't live without shelter on top of you. So you need shelter. So please be able to make sure that the debit order for that mortgage, for that home loan, must be able to be firstly paid off before you even think about other things. So your house must be paid. You need a car to travel. And so you need to make sure that the car is covered. You need to make sure there's petrol, there's gas in that car. You are staying in that house. You need electricity, you need power, you need all, you need food, you need the basic things. You need to pay the water bills, you need to pay the electricity bill, you need to pay the housekeeping, you need to pay, the garden service. All those things is things that are needs. It's things that you can't live without. So because it's things you can't live without, you need to make sure that you put them first in your 50% of the income that you make must be automated automatically, so that you sort those accounts urgently. Once you are done with that, then you have what we call, 30% that you can use for your wants. So your wants is things that you can live without, like your paintings, you can live without. You see my hair now, I just did my hair and I just, said, I just want to be in my afro today, and I still need to go to the salon, but it's not a must that I must go to the salon. So it's just a want, whereby I feel like I need to go and wash my hair, I need to braid my hair, but it's not something that if I don't do my hair at home, wash my hair or plait my hair, that I'm gonna die because I didn't do my hair. So that is just a want, and it's something that you can be able to cut out. So 30% must go into that. So you must now see which one are really your biggest ones that you need to what is this one, to be able to sort urgently. And with this, one of the rules that I always I also use personally is, if I don't have cash, I don't go buy it. It might be a want. Let's say I want a picture or a painting. If I don't have that hard cash with me, then I don't have that money to go buy it. Irregardless of how much is in my bank account and things like that, if I don't have hard cash, then that thing must wait. And then I give it, like 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks. Sometimes I give it 1 month so that I can see, is this want really an important one? Can I live without that picture? Can I live without that painting? And if I can go without that painting, I can even push it up to 3 months until I know I have that hard cash. Then I take that hard cash and then I go and I secure that, picture or the painting without affecting my budget in any way. Then the 20% is where we talk about, repayment of your debts, your credit cards or any other debts that you have. If you have a home loan, you have a car loan, please make sure that you just add a little bit there, so that instead of paying, the mortgage for 20 years, at least you can pay it off within, let's say, a period of 5 to 10 years instead of going for 20 years. The same with a car. Instead of paying it for 5 years, maybe you can pay it off within a period of 3 years or 2 years. So be able to automate, be able to put extra money, and that is your 20% to pay off your debts. Not only to pay off your debt, some of the money, then you can use that money in order, to invest, in order to save. For us who love donations, then you can use part of that money for your donations and for your charities and, to give out, to all these things that you need to give. And then also not forgetting for us, who love to also tithe, then you need to remember also your tithe to come out of there. So basically, that is budget one-on-one, your personal budget, your personal finances. So you need to decide what works for you. There are apps that are available everywhere on Google, on on YouTube, on most of the social media platforms. They do have budget apps that you can be able to download on Google also. Google stores, you can be able to get them, the iStores and all that. You can be able to get your, your budget apps that you can personally put on your phone, and then it can help you to track your expenses, your income. It can help you to see how much money you are still left with. And the fun part about budgeting is, once you are done with your needs, you've done your wants, you've done your investments, then you still have to reward yourself. So the reward is the part that I just love. I make a point that after I've, automated, I've paid my debit orders, I've paid, the things that I needed to do, I've paid, the debts that were standing in the way, then I still need to remember to reward and thank myself for the hard work of, sticking to the budget, for not copying, imitating other people and losing track of my financial journey. So I need to reward myself. So I take myself out. I can do then anything that I want to do, just remembering that I stick to, spoiling myself with as little as a 10% of my total income. So basically that is your personal budget. And also a tool to help you on to how to manage your money properly, so that you also can be, able to enjoy financial freedom. You can be rich and not, continue to be in this poverty mindset. You can be able to enjoy financial freedom. So thank you so much, Dr. Nambi. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share my videos. Thank you so much for joining me on this session. I will see you. Bye.